There is never lack of entertainment when it comes to Las Vegas, and the Raiders were completely dramatic today when it came to cutting down players to the 53-man roster. Some of them not surprising, some of them very surprising, and we're going to get into the ones that are not so surprising. And for us over here, it was Alex Leatherwood. We've been calling it for a little over a week, maybe even 2 weeks now. There's just something mentally going on with Alex Leatherwood, and he just has not developed at that right tackle position. Now, an aspect that's pretty interesting, I don't think it's just the lack of development. He's only in his second year in the National Football League. So it'd be really kind of grimy for a coaching staff to say, hey, look, you're just not where we need you to be. You guys, I think a lot of it has to do what's going on between the eyes of Alex Leatherwood. I think there's a lot going on there mentally. I would really like to question if he really loves the game of football, if he really wanted to be a Raider. It just seems like Alex Leatherwood is not a confident player, and once that confidence gets destroyed, if the coaching staff feels like they can't salvage that player, look, Raider Nation, at the end of the day, you have to move on. If the Raiders are in a win now window, you've got to open up that window and go. And you don't have time to baby and bring Alex Leatherwood along the slow way or redevelop his confidence, if that makes any sense. And another interesting aspect was they were creating a sense of versatility over the entire offensive line this offseason, getting guys positions in reps at guard and center and tackle. And Alex Leatherwood never kicked into the inside to play right guard once this offseason, which tells me it was right tackle or bust for Alex Leatherwood. And look, the Raiders organization, guys, they gave him every opportunity to go out there and hold down the right tackle spot. Every opportunity. So the Raiders did their part. Alex Leatherwood did not do his end of the deal to hold down that right tackle position, which gave Jermaine Illuminor an opportunity to step up. And I think ultimately in the long run, Jermaine Illuminor is going to be an above average starting right tackle in the National Football League. And I think he's going to surprise a lot of Raider Nation. So really, honestly, at the right tackle situation, I feel okay. And I would encourage you guys to take a look at a guy like Chuma Idoga. The Jets released him. He's 25 years old, a 6'3", 308-pound tackle, someone who the Dallas Cowboys was going to trade for, but ultimately a trade fell through. So maybe you can bring him in to compete for a backup right tackle position and really push a guy like a Thayer Mumford if he doesn't end up going to IR. Just another notable name to kind of keep an eye out. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that the Raiders never kicked him inside to play guard. And Alex Leatherwood ultimately led to his releasing. Now, the one that surprised me the most, Raider Nation, was Trayvon Mullen. I thought Trayvon actually gave you a good sense of depth when it came into this Patrick Graham defense. You had a Trayvon Mullen and Nate Hobbs, Anthony Avery at Rock Ya-Sin, and I thought you had a decent lineup if all those guys could stay healthy and this front seven could really get after the quarterback. However, the Raiders moved on and sent Trayvon Mullen to the Arizona Cardinals for a conditional 6th-round pick. And I just thought, man, you really didn't get much. But if the Raiders were ultimately going to release Trayvon Mullen and save that $2.2 million, $2.5 million cap hit, then at least you got some type of asset back for the services of Trayvon Mullen, which ultimately is always a win. But shout out to this organization, man. It doesn't matter where you were drafted. It doesn't matter how much money you were paid. It doesn't matter what necessarily you did for the former regimes. If you don't meet their standards, if you're not in their plans, regardless of financial situations like the Kenyon Drake and the Alex Leatherwood, they'll move on from you. And it sends a message from the top of the organization all the way down to the very bottom of the roster of, hey, look, if you come in here, regardless if you're a UDFA or a first-round draft pick, if you come in here and work your tail off and earn your reps, you're going to have a spot on this roster. And if not, regardless if you're a first-round draft pick or a highly touted free agent like a Kenyon Drake, getting 2 years, $11 million, you're out of here. And I really like that. I think Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler have really set the tone and came in and reset this organization in a way that it's been needing for quite some time. So shout out to Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler for doing their part. There are a few players on the roster that I do expect to go on the practice squad. Guys like Britton Brown, Isaiah Palmau, Kendall Vickers. IR candidate is a Jonathan Hankins. And so, look, there's a few positions that are going to be opening up on the roster. I think you go out and target another defensive back. You have the potential of going out and grabbing another wide receiver. We currently have 5 wide receivers on the roster. I wouldn't be surprised if they go take a flyer on a guy. Maybe go get... like I said, another defensive back, maybe another nose tech to play behind Andrew Billings in case Jonathan Hankins misses multiple weeks. You just want to create a sense of depth. So Raider Nation, this isn't the last of the 53-man roster. Matter of fact, this isn't the same 53 roster that we're going to go into week 1 with. So stay tuned. We're going to be pumping out live shows, live content to go even further in depth of the 53-man roster. So if you guys haven't yet, and this is your first time coming to the channel, subscribe to the channel and smash this video with the like button. And if you guys haven't yet, check out these 2 recently uploaded videos. I think that you'll really enjoy them. And look, everybody hearing the sound of my voice, may the Lord Jesus Christ bless each and every single one of you. And until next time, Raider Nation, just win, baby.